Hey, welcome to you and welcome to your reading. All right, so for today's reading, I'm going to dive into a message for the earth signs. So if you are a Capricorn, Taurus, or Virgo, this message is for you. This message is also for anyone who resonates with the element of earth. So feel free to watch this first part and then kind of check out the rest of the reading as you'd like. But we're going to start with a general message for all of the earth signs, which I'm going to dive into in just a moment. And then at the end of our general portion of this message, I'm going to break out into each of the individual astrological signs and deliver specific messages for each of you. And we'll also close out with an oracle card, which I'll read from the guidebook for. Okay, so that's what we're going to do today. All right, so we're going to dive into it. I have the timestamps below, so if you want to scrub to any of the portions of this video, feel free to do that. Also, if you are new here, I am an intuitive tarot reader and I am connecting directly with spirit, and something they like to send through me is visions. So I will be channeling a vision they're sending me, and then we will use also the tarot cards to clarify any parts of this message. All right, so let's go ahead and dive in because we have a lot to discuss today. Okay, so earth signs. Spirit is, in this vision they're showing me, they're opening me up into a scene of you, earth signs, kind of going on a hike. It looks like, as I'm seeing it right now, like you're actually currently hiking up a mountainside. And the scene here is like absolutely gorgeous. It's really gorgeous. We just see like the trees in the background, and it's just like you see some lakes at the bottom of the mountain, and we're seeing the kind of sun, in this scene, and it's really a just gorgeous day. So we're seeing all of that, but you're like fully packed up for this hike. It might even be like an overnight trip because you have like all your gear on your back, and you have a backpack on, and you're kind of walking up this, it looks like there might potentially be a trail, but it's not too much of a trail. It feels like very slim, if so. You're really kind of like out here just doing the nature thing, which is really great. And I actually see someone else with you. So there's someone else hiking with you, but spirit isn't telling me too much about this person. Now, this person could represent literally anything. It could be an actual person. It also could be like a dynamic. It could be something else totally, okay? So we're gonna get more information on that in a bit, but I do see you with someone else. And as you're going up this mountain, you're kind of, hiking through the woods, or at least a cleared out section of the woods. I see you suddenly take a stumble and you fall. And it's clear here that you've been kind of like hurt somehow, like it's something possibly with your ankle or your foot, but you're definitely in some pain. So you're, setting down your backpack and you're kind of like looking at your ankle or your foot and trying to see what's going on. And I see you sitting there and checking in on it. But I notice at the same time while that's happening, there's this kind of like pain, but it's also like you're frustrated now and you're confused and you're like, well, what do I do? I just kind of, something's going on with my foot or my ankle. And yeah, Spirit's really saying here that you now have a choice. Now, it feels like this pain is a metaphor for something, so we're gonna dive into that a little bit deeper in just a little bit. But there's some sort of pain here, and there's also now a choice point. So you have a choice, as Spirit is saying it. Your choice is to either turn back, to go forward, and keep pushing through this pain, or for you to kind of make camp right where you are here and rest for a bit, which actually feels like where Spirit wants you to be, if I'm honest. But because what they're saying and what I'm hearing them say is resting will allow you to think deeper on the choice you have to make. Okay, because it feels like actually for you, earth signs, like you're in a choice point right now. Okay, so there's something here around like, again, turning back, going forward, or resting for a bit, setting up camp, and then like kind of deepening into the choice here. And Spirit is also saying, like, this is also an opportunity to take in the beautiful sight around you, which I don't think you've actually really been seeing too much on your hike. You've been really, really focused on like getting up this mountain. So I feel like there's a couple of things happening with the kind of option to rest for a bit, which seems like the direction the Spirit wants you to take, but we're going to get into that a little bit more. Okay. So I see you here and kind of, again, you're sitting on the ground, you're just frustrated, you're like, what do I do? I don't know what to do with this. And then there's a specific part of this message coming through for a few of you. Okay, so this isn't for everyone. But I see a few of you pulling a photo out of your pocket. And this photo is of someone important to you. It could be potentially like a family member. That was the first thing that came through, but it doesn't have to be a family member. It's just someone who's like important to you, that I feel like you have this kind of thought or motivation not to let them down, whoever this is, okay? And I see you kind of like welling up with tears in your eyes and just being like, you know, even saying to this photo, like, I don't want to let you down, you know, as if you're seemingly doing this trip for them or doing this pursuit up this mountain for them. Okay, so it feels like Spirit is also coming through with a message here that, because again, I hear you saying like, I don't want to let you down. And they're saying here, you can't. You literally can't. And I'm hearing, I don't know if it's like some ancestors or something here, but I'm hearing them say like, you are all I've ever imagined and then some. You can't let me down. I'm so proud. Okay, so that's specific for someone or a few of you here. Okay, but for the rest of you, I actually do still see you. So, you know, some of you are pulling out like this photo out of your pocket, but all of you are also pulling out a compass out of your pocket. Is this seemingly to check to see if like you can't figure out where to go, what to do, what choice to make? It definitely feels like you're a little bit lost in this choice point right now. And Spirit is sending through a message. They're saying for you to find your true north, and that true north can only be found within your heart. Okay. All right. So I feel like we have a lot to talk about today. Yeah. Okay, great. I'm getting a message right now. It says, don't miss your shot. Okay, and I'm hearing Spirit saying here a couple of things. Yeah, so it's saying don't miss your shot. So that's for someone. But there's also another message here around like you will always have opportunities. So that's also coming through here as well. Okay, so what they're saying here is like there's an energy here of slowing down. There's an energy here of not rushing this choice. There's an energy here of like deepening into what you're being called to, your true north within your heart. Yes. Okay. And they're also saying, again, you will continue to have opportunities to be like happy or to go towards things that actually feel aligned with you inside. But I feel like there's a real energy here of you going towards what's going to make you happy and what feels good for you. It doesn't matter what anyone else says, even the person or place or thing or whoever else is on this trip with you, okay? So that feels really important. All right, so let's go ahead and dive deeper into this energy. Let's keep going. Okay, I do want to take a brief moment here to see what's going well for you before we dive in further into this message. So this reading applies for the next month or 4 weeks from whenever you're finding it or it's finding you. Okay, so you want this one? Yep, 2 of Wands. Yeah, you're in a choice point. You're in a choice point. So that's very clear from this. Yeah, this is reflecting everything I've been saying here. So that feels really clear. I also feel like what's coming through is sometime within this next 4 weeks, you actually make the choice. Yes, the Hermit. Yeah, this is the kind of slow down. This is the reflect on this choice even further. I am getting the sense that you will make it. Again, you will make this choice within the next 4 weeks, or some of you may have already made it coming into this reading. but there may still be some kind of, I want to say remnants of what other options are available, or just kind of like still processing the choice that's been made here. Now this is a card that's connected with Virgo, so this is obviously a earth sign reading, okay, which is great. But I feel like, again, Spirit's trying to say with these two things, like reflect on this choice. And I feel like you do over the next couple of weeks, or again, as you're coming into this reading. But that feels really, really clear here that Spirit wants you to kind of like deepen into this choice point. So what they're showing me here, I want to show it to you the way they're showing it to me. So you see this lantern with this like kind of star sun here. Spirit is linking that as the same to me. Like this is what's within this lantern. And it's almost like you have this choice point, but you also have within your own heart space, within your own like soul, you carry the wisdom to know which direction to go. I'm struck by the fact this hermit has just one kind of staff. It's coming through as a wand, whereas we have two over here. So it's like you do make the choice, okay? There is a direction you are meant to take. There is a direction that feels aligned with you and aligned with where you're being called to go, okay? But I do think it is gonna require some, again, maybe a little deeper connection within yourself for you to be able to make the right one for you. And it's possible this may come with some difficulties, okay, as I'm sensing in this scene. Okay, so let's go deeper into this. I want to get a sense here of what this hike might be, or why you're hiking up this mountain. What is this? Because this whole thing's a metaphor, right? So what is that about, Spirit? What's with the hiking up the mountain? Why are the earth signs doing this? The world. Oh, that's interesting. I'm getting a sense here, the way it's coming through, this is coming through really layered from Spirit, okay? But I'm getting a sense what they're saying here with the world is kind of like this upward trek is all you've ever known. It's almost like this has been your entire worldview. It's almost like they're showing this around here almost as like like this is the only focus you've ever had. It's almost like this is the only perspective you've known is what's within this kind of, I don't know, wreath? I don't know what that is, right? But that circular portion there. Yes. Okay, so that feels really clear. I'm also struck by the fact we have Taurus, yeah, right here on this card. So that's definitely part of it. I also feel like the other thing coming through is like, I feel like, you know, this hike is intended to like in some ways expand your worldview, but it feels like it's been really like, there's something really constricting about this energy of this world. It's almost like it's been hyper focused or too focused. It's almost like, again, you haven't even seen the actual view. It's like you've been so dedicated to just one foot in front of the other and moving up this mountain, and it's been hard. It's been hard. And again, there's not really like a trail here. It's kind of like you're kind of making it as you go. So, you know, I feel like that's part of it, or there is, but it's just not, it's not like a very common hike per se. Okay. And so I just feel like there's just an energy here of, yeah, that's such an interesting message. That's what it feels like. It feels very like hyper focused. Okay, and maybe also in how you are presenting yourself to the world. Maybe that's part of it, is like how you're being seen. Yeah, Queen of Cups in reverse. So this is coming through as not being truly connected in with your heart. Not being truly connected with your heart, which is why Spirit was sending through that message of like, find your true north, because it's in your heart. And that's interesting because what they're showing to me here now, another slice of this they're showing is like this within the lantern is the star, kind of like the star tarot card, which really does represent like kind of like a true north, like your own inner true north. Yeah. Okay, so that's what they're saying. I feel like this reading is trying to get you to reconnect with your heart. and what you actually want to do here, because I feel like it's been a while since you've kind of looked up at the view or looked around you or seen where you are or seen who you're with or what you're doing here. Yeah, it's kind of just been like a one track, one way, you know, kind of focus here. Yeah, do you hear that? Yeah, okay, so that's being confirmed. Yeah. So there's some conflict. Now, this conflict is interesting because it's coming through as like a conflict within your soul. Of almost like what I'm saying here today is like there's a particular like true north of your heart that's aligned with this Queen of Cups, but it's almost like, again, that's in conflict with like how you're being seen in the world. And these two things are coming at potentially as very different, For instance, if this is something where like you're in a particular like career type or you're on a particular path in your life and actually like you don't feel like you want to be on that, okay, that's actually not what you really want to do, but you feel like you have to, whether it's for maybe someone else, like maybe a family member who's passed on or someone who's transitioned, or maybe it's for others outside of you or the ways you appear within the world to others, right? Maybe there's some sort of like prestige that you've been looking for or some sort of like external validation, okay? It feels like it's at conflict with what you actually want. And I don't feel like you're in touch with the feelings of like what it is you want. That Queen of Cups is coming in reverse, pretty strong, which is why we have a reading on this. So I just don't feel like you're fully in touch with yourself in terms of what you want. Now, it's also what's coming through here with this Five of Wands is that, yeah, you're probably having some difficulties outside of you. Like, yeah, so suddenly you take a stumble and you fall. It's almost like that stumbling and falling is kind of being represented here by the Five of Wands. It's almost like, well, here's the conflict that's coming up. And it keeps putting you into this choice point of deciding which way to go. Do you continue in this kind of like, you know, here's the way. It's a bit of like, I don't want to say masking, but it's a little bit, it's like, well, I'm going to go after, and it doesn't feel that strong. That's not exactly how this feels. It feels like subconscious, if I had to say it in a way. It's kind of like, well, this is the way that I've known. This is the only way that I've known. And like, what would it even mean to go after what I actually want? What would it even mean to like get in tune with the actual like creativity of my soul, or, you know, the ways that I want to express through my body and life force, like actually my own spirit or the divine spirit or whatever it is that needs to be channeled through you, okay? I'm hearing through your vessel. Yeah, through your life. And I just feel like there's kind of a dissonance right now of the ways of kind of how you're going up this mountain, which again, I don't feel like there's anything wrong with going up the mountain. I just don't feel like it doesn't feel connected in with your heart, with actually what you really want. So if like, ultimately, if that were deep within you that like, okay, I want to do this mountain because I want to, you know, do this hike up the mountain because I want to see the views, and I really, you know, there's a certain like kind of joy and satisfaction and soul fulfillment you're getting out of it, then absolutely, Spirit's saying yes. But that right now is not present here. They keep just being very clear. This Queen of Cups is in reverse, and it feels like there's a disconnect. It feels like there's a disconnect. Okay, this deck. Okay, let's keep going. Let's go a little deeper here. Okay, so that's part of like what the pain in the ankle is and some of that, but what else do you have to say, Spirit? Yeah, they want to talk more about the kind of stumbling that's happening right now. Oh, this card. You want another card? Yeah. Okay, so we have this card. It says rebuilding, awakening, rebirth. It's coming out slightly in reverse here. They're trying to say here with the rebuilding, there's always an opportunity for you to start over, just like in the spring. It's kind of like when the world wakes up, right? When the flowers start blooming again, the trees start blooming again, like almost like Spirit is trying to say, just like what you're seeing in nature here within this scene, that opportunity always exists, just like the changing of the seasons. It always exists for you too. So there's always an opportunity here for you to like, it's coming through as build something new for yourself. Like what you've been through is not a waste. Okay, the skills you've built up to this point are not a waste. In fact, it feels like they'll actually contribute to whatever you're going to be trying to build or manifest for yourself, as it is aligned with your heart space and what you actually want to experience in this life. Okay, but I do feel like, again, there's this choice point that you have here, which is like, do I keep going forward on this journey the ways I am, exactly the ways I am, even with this reading here that's telling you there's something subconscious happening here? Okay, do I keep moving forward, or do I want to kind of like, hold on, I'm getting a message in, something around discussing this with yourself and discussing what you're going through, maybe with others or with another who can kind of like help you to reflect or mirror back to you where you are currently with this decision. Okay, give me 1 second here. Sorry about that. My air kicked on, which I know you heard. I wanted to turn that off, so we didn't have that interference during it. Interesting. There's something around interference coming through here. Okay, so that may also be the other person, place, or thing that's with you. Okay, so there's two sets of messages coming through. I do feel like there is an energy here of potentially like being able to discuss this with someone else who has an objective perspective on this and who can help kind of guide you to finding like what you actually want and what's aligned with your inner true north. But I feel like there actually is some interference here with whatever this like second person represents within this kind of hike that you're on. And I feel like it's almost like, that's interesting. So what Spirit is showing me is like this person being like, yeah, let's keep going, let's keep moving forward, and almost like putting pressure on you to do something that you don't want to. And again, this doesn't have to be an actual person. Okay, for some of you it might be, but this could also be like a dynamic within yourself. Again, because we keep talking about this kind of internal conflict of like, I feel like I have to go after this, you know, outside in the world because this is what makes me look successful, or this is what makes me look like I'm accomplished, or this is how I feel accomplished. And the only ways I feel that is if I'm, you know, in this 9-to-5 job I hate, if that's an example of that, okay? But that could be anything, okay? That was a specific example coming through from Spirit. But Spirit really wants to align this Queen of Cups upright with this card of the Sun, wants you to go through what makes you feel happy, what makes you feel joy, right? Like it says on this card, healing energy, happiness, comfort, joy. Spirit is really pointing out here, because I'm still getting the Star Tarot card energy here of like, there's something here that needs to be healed for you to actually come into the upright version of this Queen of Cups, and for you to actually find the light within, the true north within. Okay. All right. So anything else? Let's see if there's anything else here that we need to talk about. Yes. Okay, so there's one other thing. They want to talk a little bit more about this choice. So the choice is to turn back, to keep going, to rest. You want this card? Judgment. Ultimately, only you can make this decision. But Spirit really wants it to come from your soul. To come from your soul, not from the outside pressures, the external validation that you're seeking, if that's part of what this is. Not from anyone else outside of you. Like ultimately this choice can only come from you, in fact. And do you also see how this is kind of like the similar energy to like they're kind of like camped out here in this nature space? Yeah, only you can make that choice. Yeah, there's literally mountains, they have tents. That's exactly what this is. I don't know if you see it. Yeah, there's like a big bunny face here. These are bunnies on here, but yeah, that's exactly what this is. So ultimately only you can make that choice. But I am seeing, again, because the tents are here, Spirit is saying like rest on this, like really, really think through this decision, rest on it, and really, yeah, here we are, rest on it. 4 of Cups, sit on it, think on it, reflect on it, let it fully penetrate your heart space is what I'm hearing, like the 4 of Cups. Feel into it deeply. And yeah, like I said, this feels like a difficult choice, but it's one you can make. Again, the Judgment came out because you can make this. All right. Yeah, this is your story. I'm getting another message here talking about your story. So yeah, this is your story. It's your life. And how do you want that story to play out for you? That's the question. All right. So we are at the end of this kind of general portion of the message. If you feel like this message has resonated for you, great. Just keep sticking around. We're going to go into this specific individual like astrological sign messages right now. I'm going to channel anything that's specific to each of you for Capricorn, Taurus, and Virgo, and then we will again pull that closing oracle card. For those of you who may not be going on to that section, if you feel like this reading resonated with you, feel free to give this a like. If you feel like this tarot channel is resonant for you, feel free to subscribe. And yeah, I do also have personal readings right now, as well as a Patreon membership. So for those of you who are doing your active healing and actively on a healing journey, I do weekly updates for a much smaller group, which gives you like exact messages from spirit. They really are really attuned to that smaller group. So I would highly encourage it if, again, you are actively working on your healing and want some support, weekly support as to where you are on that journey. I have the information for that Patreon subscription below. You can even click on the page and see what types of readings I'm posting there if you'd like. But yeah, it's been great to have you here. I'm going to go ahead and move into our next reading here for Capricorn, and I'll move on to the rest. But I will see you there, and if I don't, I'll see you at our next reading. All right, see you in a minute. Hey, Capricorn. All right, so I've been tuning in with your energy, and Spirit really wants to talk about the decision to rest for a bit. It seems like they really want you to kind of get into that energy. I mean, they definitely wanted it for everyone, but like it feels like really specific to you here. They really want you to kind of lock in that rest energy for a bit. So that feels very clear to me, and like to set up camp in this kind of metaphor, the scene that we're seeing. Okay, and it's interesting because as soon as like they kind of said that, I see you then, Capricorn, like again sitting down on the ground and like pulling out your pots and pans and like starting to get ready to like cook for yourself and stuff. So I get the sense this is like, it feels good. It feels like a good energy to be in, and I feel like that's where Spirit wants you right now, almost to like kind of like nourish yourself and just like get better like resourced in order for you to be able to make the correct decision for you. That feels it. Okay, this card. Yeah, Queen of Swords. This is you making the decision, actually. Yeah, I really like this. I really like this. And I read the Queens as the highest form of the court cards in my style of reading tarot, which is with a matrifocal lens. So yeah, this is you doing the internal work, because the Queens speak to the internal landscape and like doing the self-reflection to be able to make the correct choice for you. Now, Spirit wants to make sure, again, you don't go, they're sending this a little bit in reverse here. Like don't overthink it. That's not where they want you to be. They want you to be more in like in terms of your heart and your body as you make this choice. Okay, so again, don't get too logical with it, because you may end up back in the same kind of like, this is coming through as a loop that you've been in. I guess the world in reverse, like a loop that you've been in, you haven't been able to kind of like get out of. Okay, with this energy, but really wants you to like, again, take a second to allow kind of all the energy to surface. And then for you, this feels really good. Honestly, it's not overly worked in terms of like an energy, or in terms of like the choice you've had to make. It just feels like there's like an alignment, almost like this sword. I'm seeing this person's like sword kind of line up within them. It's like mind, body, heart are all aligned with this decision. And I'm seeing the crown on this person's head right now. That's what Spirit's showing me. So I really like this for you. This feels like a really like healing, a very personally aligned choice. I like that. I don't know, I just really like that. What else? Do you want this card? Okay, so let's keep going. So I like that this choice is being made here. I want this card. I like how you're doing it. And it feels like you're almost kind of just like going with the flow here a little bit, or with the momentum of being like, well, I can't move on right now. I need to stop and rest. And so let me just go ahead and again, make myself some food, go ahead and bandage up my, they're showing this, I don't know why, whatever. This is coming through as like medical tape around this person's like waist here. That's what Spirit's showing to me. It's like medical tape. You're like, I'm gonna bandage up my ankle and just go ahead and sit here and like really just be in the moment and also figure out what needs to be done. Yeah, King of Pentacles, there it is. There you are. I love it. That's exactly it. Very nice. Very nice. And I feel like also really confronting, I like this energy because it feels like you, so it is confirming that this is, you know, partially you, but it's also coming out a bit in reverse. It's almost like with the hat, this person's hat like being tilted here, it's like acknowledging of like maybe what you've been after, what you've been chasing may have been maybe too material, may have been, this is for someone specific, may have been too success driven. Again, with that like external markings of success may have been too driven from that angle, and really starting to come back into your true element, which is grounded within body and within soul, and just again in tune with your own divine nature. I like these energies for you. This feels good. I want to see more of this because they're saying the Queen of Cups is still slightly in reverse here. Why is that? This find your true north, it's in your heart. Let's talk about that a little bit more. What needs to happen with that? Okay, interesting. Ten of Swords. What? Hold on. Oh, hold on. They're showing me something here. Hold on, 1 second. So what's in keep going? What's in keep going? Oh, interesting. And the rest? Oh, wow. So we have the, oh, this is the Nine of Swords. Sorry, this was the Nine of Swords. We got it first. We have the Ten of Pentacles. And then we have the Ten of Swords. Interesting. So how do they get to this Ten of Pentacles? What's that about? This card? Seven of Cups. Okay, so this is a really interesting part of this message. Sorry, it's coming in very interestingly from Spirit. So they actually were they're kind of laying out the choices that you have and sort of what the outcome is if you take each of these. Okay, so they're saying with if you decide to turn back around, it's connected in with the Nine of Swords. Now there's something here around like not being fully like fulfilled somehow, or feeling like maybe something was still left on the table, or feeling like you didn't quite do all the things you set out to do. And again, I don't know what this decision is for you, okay? So like place this where it resonates, but there's almost this energy, if you were to like turn back now, there's almost like this restlessness of your soul of like, well, did I even get to where I was trying to go, or did I do it all the way? It's coming through as like, did I do it all the way? And almost like if you were to turn back now, this is kind of the energy you're in right now, is like, well, I don't know, almost like you're like kind of seeking your heart behind this panel of swords here, like seeking your heart up this mountain somehow. That's such an interesting energy. Okay, so I see why you've been going after this, why you've been like steadfast and moving forward. Can you tell me a little bit more, Spirit, about like, so Capricorn's been going after this because they think they're gonna find their heart at the top of this mountain. Yes, that's what I'm hearing, yes. Yeah, Wheel of Fortune. Like you're gonna find this at the top of the mountain. I feel like Spirit's trying to say here, like, almost like, again, you won't have this Wheel of Fortune. You won't find your heart until you like complete this journey. And look, ultimately, like if that's what you need to do, if that's the way your soul needs to play this out and play out this storyline, then absolutely, like then you've got to go for it, okay? If you need to like just keep moving forward. But I feel like there's an energy here of like, it's interesting. There's an energy here of like, you already have this Wheel of Fortune. You actually already have it. There's no like seeking that's needed, actually. There's no seeking that's needed, whether it's back or forwards, okay? But you already have it, but you just, I think Spirit is trying to say, like, just know that's actually within your soul. So like, again, this decision is, there's a lot coming in with this decision point for you, but it's just like, I feel like there's, what's coming through, it's almost like it's kind of tangled up. There's like an element of confusion here. That's very clear with all the swords we keep getting. But there's an element of confusion. But I do see you, again, making this choice. So you are in some ways going to be untangling this. And I find it interesting because I pulled the 7 of Cups for you, because this is another card that's coming in with like a lot of options, and it's coming through as tangled from Spirit, okay? It feels like it's tangled. But I do sense, again, you are trying to go after this 10 of Pentacles. And I just feel like you think this is somewhere else than this current moment, or than your current like existence within your body, within your soul. And I feel like Spirit's trying to say these two things are connected. You see the circle here and the circle here? Yeah, it's like these two things are connected. The 10 of Pentacles is one of the best cards in tarot, but it really speaks to like, do you have, I guess here's the question that's coming through from them, like, are you satisfied right now? That's all that matters. It doesn't matter about tomorrow or the future or 10 years from now. It doesn't matter about that. We have no idea what life holds. But are you satisfied now? And that's the decision they want you to find in this rest point. That's the decision they want you to make. That's the choices and the options you have. 7 of Cups, okay? Because again, I'm seeing a lot of swords here. These are the other options you have. Again, we continue with the kind of, well, oh, if I don't go up this mountain and get to the top, then I'm not gonna, you know, feel like I've done it or fulfilled it or made it, and I have to get there. That's where it belongs, and you know, that's the only place I can find it. And again, unbeknownst to you, the moon energy here, it's causing a lot of pain. There's a lot of pain. This one's coming in connected in with the keep going forward energy. It's almost like there's still a lot of pain here, and potentially this is connecting in with your foot hurting now, and you like really persevering after this, even through the pain. Yeah, so Spirit wants you to come into the present, come into your body, come into this exact moment, to drop fully in to your existence right now, and to tune in with your heart and with your body, and to find out, are you happy right now? Are you feeling content right now? Do you feel that kind of sun, comfort, joy? Like, that's the only thing you need to do moment to moment. It's not outside of you. It's not up the mountain. It's not down the mountain. It's not backwards. It's not anywhere else but within you. And honestly, you can find this even in the stumble you took. And look, now you're sitting here making yourself some food, looking at this beautiful view, and oh my gosh, it's incredible. There aren't many people who are going to be doing that. Yeah, who are truly living in the moment. So that's really what the compass needs to be. I feel like Spirit is trying to recalibrate you somehow through this reading, to really see that exists within you, within your soul, within your spirit, right at this moment. Okay, and if you don't feel that right now, it is a matter of dropping into your present time and just aligning with it, quite simply. That sounds really simple, but it is that simple. Usually these things are. They're not complicated. It's not, again, 5 years from now. It's not when you have that final promotion. It's not when you're married, or when it's not all that. It's right now. Okay, so Spirit wants you to come into present time. So that feels very clear here. Is there something else? Okay. Okay, 2 more cards, and then we're going to get into the Oracle card. Ready? What's this one? Yeah. What am I even saying? It's right now. It says mint. It says abundance, persistence, proliferation. It's all right here. This is all within you. This is this exact moment. It's almost like I'm seeing you like look over and seeing like, I don't know if this would actually, I don't think this would actually be on the mountain, but like looking over and seeing like a mint plant and just being like, oh great, this is exactly the tea I wanted to make for myself while I'm sitting here looking at this beautiful view. And it's just like, just notice what's around you, notice where you are, and again, wants you to like really anchor in the present moment. And I just feel like there's been such this push to be outside of yourself, to be outside of your body, to be outside of this moment of like, again, either reflecting back or looking forward. And Spirit's like, right here, right now is exactly where you need to be. And that's actually what the Hermit knows. That's what the Ascended Teacher knows. That's what the gurus know. That's what they all know, in fact. Okay. All right, so let's see here. I think we have one last card from Spirit before we move into our Oracle card for you. Okay, ready? Oh, it's this one. Ah, I love it. Look how beautiful this is. I've never seen this card. This is so cool. It says limitless. You are limitless. You are infinite potential. You have access to infinite potential right in this moment. Right in this moment. And I just love, this is like so present of an energy. It's again, where, I don't know, this is coming in as like a focus pain, but where are you focused? Be focused here. Yeah. Wow, how gorgeous. And just everything contained within this person's like hair, really. It's the galaxy. You see that? Oh, so cool. All right, anything else? Yeah, so I feel like we're at a really good place with this. Just trying to see if there's any last messages they want. Yeah, they just want you to see the abundance within your soul. See the abundance within your soul, okay, within your present moment. If I had to sum up like this part of the reading for you, that's actually what it would be. That find your true north, it's in your heart. It's right here, right now. Okay, all right, so let's go ahead. We're gonna close out this reading with an oracle card. And I'm gonna read from the guidebook. This card. Love it. Love it. Oh my gosh, this is exactly what I was talking about. Okay. It says the Wisdom Keeper. I was talking about that Hermit energy. Look at this. It says a new perspective. It's right here, right now. And it says study and learning. I was talking about the Ascended Teacher, right? The gurus. Yes. Yes, this is all adding up. All right, so let's go ahead and read this because I feel like you're turning into one. I do. If you continue to like, again, be right here, drop into this present moment again and again and again, this is where you'll find yourself. So let's go with that. So on page 142, in case any of those numbers resonate with you. 142. Okay, I don't think I've read this one before. Let's read it together. The oldest known whole rocks on Earth, found in Canada, date back around 4.3 billion years. A length of time that's impossible to comprehend. For comparison, the first humans emerged around 2 million years ago in Africa, a mere blink of an eye in the lifetime of our planet's most ancient stones. The stones are wisdom keepers, powerful teachers, healers, and guardians. They preserve, hold, and tell our stories. Infused with the wisdom of the cycles, our ancient stones show us the grace and gift of surrender. In their presence, we're invited to take a different perspective, to shift into humble unknowingness as we wonder, how many people like us have they seen come and go? How many civilizations have they stood witness to? The Wisdom Keeper card holds ancient knowledge and stories. Many of us have been severed from our ancient wisdom teachings. But what if it's possible to reconnect with the wisdom through stones that hold the memories? This card invites us to reconnect with some form of study and learning. It may be in the traditional sense, or it could be something more mystical and direct. And the soul inquiry is, what are you fascinated by or in awe of? How are you being called to be a student of life? I absolutely love this. So this feels very connected in with your heart. Again, what are you fascinated by or in awe of? How are you being called to be a student of life? How are you being called to be present right now in the unknown? How are you being called to like listen to the wisdom of the stones right here, this on this mountainside, in this metaphor, okay, in this scene? So again, it's wanting you to come back into, just like you see this person kind of connecting in with nature. Again, connect in with your true nature, which is to be present, which is to be grounded, which is to be right here in this bodily experience. And that's really where I think Spirit is trying to take you within this reading. And I feel like, again, any other decisions around that will come easy because it's coming from your very like deep sense of wisdom and knowing. All right, so I hope this has been helpful for you, Capricorn. It's been a pleasure to deliver this message for you. I will see you at either another one of these astrological breakout sections, or I'll see you at another reading. Thanks so much for joining me, and good luck. I'll see you. Bye. Hey, Taurus. Hey. All right, so Spirit is telling me they want to dive deeper into the pain that within the scene that you're experiencing in your ankle or foot. They want to say some more on sort of what this pain point is that you're going through. So let's get a little bit more on that. Okay, Spirit. So what's with the pain? What do you want to say about that? Okay. Yeah, the Nine of Wands. Okay, so there's something wounded here. Yeah, this is coming through as an actual wound. Now this could be an emotional wound. This could be a physical wound. This could be a wound of any sense, but it's definitely coming through as like a wound. Yeah, that's very, very clear here. And there's something where it's interesting because they're showing this like person with the wand here that they're holding almost as like a staff and needing that in order to be able to like move forward. It's almost like you're trying to like grab, again, like a tree branch or something and keep moving forward. And Spirit has more to say on that. So what else do you have to say on that? Yeah, they're like, your foot's hurt. You actually need to like bind it. You actually need to treat it, to heal it. This one. Yeah, but you're not giving yourself, it's coming out reversed. You're not giving yourself the time and space to be able to do that, and or the energy. It's almost like this is coming through as an element of neglect. So the six of Pentacles usually speaks to like giving, being very generous with their time, energy, money, resourcing, whatever it is. This is coming through as neglect. It's almost like you're not giving yourself what you actually need here for you to be able to heal this. Yeah, and they're showing me the moon behind this person, really strong here. I feel like there's some sort of fear around this. Yeah, what's the fear here with like slowing down and giving themselves this time and space that's needed? This King of Cups in reverse. That it's going to open up into some feelings that you don't want to feel yet, or that are really going to hurt. Yeah, they're showing me the Four of Cups too. It's like this is going to come with some grief. So you kind of haven't really slowed down yet, because I don't think you want to feel the pain of this. What is this about? Can I ask that? They're saying yes. Okay, give me a second. What is this about? What is this pain about? How did they get this? How did Taurus get this? Here. Yeah, Two of Swords. This is coming in as a level of pain, sure, discomfort that I don't think you're fully aware of just how much you're kind of storing it up right now, or that it's being stored in your body, or being stored in your psyche, or being stored right now. This is coming through. It's interesting. It's coming through as like being pushed into the subconscious realm, but also you're not really aware of it. It's almost like you're pushing it down. You're pushing down the pain and the feelings. Yeah, again, another moon on this card. You see that? Yeah, you're pushing down, and there's the heart. It's like you're pushing down the feelings. You're like, no, I won't go there. Again, the X's of the swords. No, I won't go there. I don't want to feel this and how much it hurts. Can we talk a little bit more about what it is? What's this? It feels really delicate. It feels like something really delicate. Something maybe potentially kind of raw. It's almost like I see you trying to almost like touch your ankle, but just not quite being able to fully, just having to be really, really gentle with it. And I think that's actually part of the recommendation here, is to allow that. So we have the Seven of Swords here. This is coming in as like, okay, oh, interesting. So they're actually showing this person here as the person that you're actually hiking with, or had been hiking with. And again, that doesn't have to be an actual person. This could be, for instance, it could be a company. It could be an organization. This could be a dynamic you find yourself within, but it's coming in as like someone or something like deceived you, or you thought you could trust them or trust it, and it just didn't play out that way. The ways that you were thinking, or what you had agreed on is a phrase coming through, but not quite that. It's almost like you had a certain set of like, not quite expectations, but you thought you understood what the dynamic was. And then it feels like it kind of got taken away from you somehow, or almost like this is coming through as like the rug was ripped out from underneath your feet somehow. And now you're feeling like it's going to be hard to trust again. It's almost like you've actually been, what Spirit is saying now is you've actually been walking up this mountain the whole time with this pain in your ankle. You may have stumbled and it may have just made it potentially worse, or not even worse. It may have just like brought your attention to it. That's the way they're saying it. It may have brought your attention to it, but you've actually been holding this and carrying this, in fact. I think even longer than I think you realize. And I do feel like it's tied up with some sort of wound that happened potentially in the past, or wound that has happened recently, which may be a repetition of something that's much older. Yeah, that's hard. It's hard because what I'm getting through here is like it's hard to trust again. It's hard to trust right now. It's hard to trust that you'll be okay if you actually like look at, I'm hearing the damage that was done. And that's, they're showing me the Five of Wands here. It's almost like it's making it worse, but you not looking at it actually, because this is a part of you. It's like you need your ankles, you need your feet, you need your body part, you need whatever, right? Like, again, this is a metaphor, but you need those things. Okay, you need all parts of you. And so it's almost like, it's almost like you haven't slowed down. I keep seeing this Four of Cups. They keep showing this Four of Cups, but it's like you haven't slowed down enough to just like allow it, allow the grief, allow the hurt, allow the pain, and allow the healing to come with it. But there's almost been this kind of like moving on, moving forward. And it's almost like, it's interesting because they're now showing me is this person is like, almost like a ghost. It's like the ghost of what happened is still weighing on you, is still here with you. Even as you're trying to make your way up this mountain. And I don't know if you're trying to like prove something to yourself or others. Again, this doesn't feel totally like conscious. This feels kind of subconscious here, where it's just like, well, I'm gonna get it done anyway. I'm gonna make it through this. And I do feel like there's a needing to come back into your own body and come back into just being with this moment. Yeah, this is definitely around potentially for this is around a connection for some of you. This was an actual like connection of some sort. Like I said, this could be to another person, other people, organization, groups. This could be a dynamic within self. This could be potentially to something that happened to you when you were younger. This could be to a parent or family member, okay, a friend. It just feels like whoever this person is, that's person, place, or thing that is represented by this 7 of Swords here, it really did a number on you, or it's doing a number on you. Because it's still with you, even as like this kind of ghost person that's with you on this trek. And now you're sitting here frustrated with this pain in your ankle and just like, no, I'm gonna get this, I am going to get this freaking staff, this, I don't know, tree branch, and I'm gonna walk up this mountain, damn it. There's a real stubbornness here. And Spirit's like, no, it's time to rest. It's actually time for you to take a moment to really let this settle in, so that way you're actually not carrying this to wherever it is you're going next. Yeah. Okay, do you have anything else to say on that? Okay, so that's what Spirit's asking, is the rest for you is coming through as like an actual slowdown of needing to like actually tend to this wound. I'm seeing the eggs that are broken on this spring card. That's what they're showing it to me. It's like, again, something was like, you're not broken, none of that, but like it's almost like your trust was broken. Yeah, that's the phrase that keeps coming through. And now it may not necessarily have been trust, but it feels like something here is in pain. Yeah. Okay, anything else? Last card. This card. Yeah, there it is. Yep. There it is. There's the rain. These are the healing waters. This is coming in connected with the Star Tarot card, which is about healing. It says cleansing, purification, hydration. The only word that's missing here is healing. That's what you need. You need to put some water on this ankle. You need to put some soothing salves on this ankle. You need to give it some time. You need to hydrate, if that's another metaphor, right? It's like your body and your soul and your spirit needs some nourishment right now. Okay, and it actually needs your tender, loving care. It actually needs you to again, bring some light to it. Like the sun energy here. This card also says healing energy on it, okay? Bring some light to it, so that way you can actually like see it clearly and see what this did to you. Because actually what's interesting, this image that I'm seeing is completely shifted for you, Taurus. It is you continuing to climb up this mountain with a foot that's injured, or an ankle or something that's injured. You're wounded somehow, and you have this kind of specter of a person, place, or thing that's with you that you feel like you have to keep going forward. And Spirit wants you to really feel this, so that way you can cleanse out the wound and actually heal it properly, and you'll be changed from it. That doesn't feel like a bad thing here. This is meant to change you, okay? And it may also change your goals or your aims, or exactly how you go forward up this mountain, or wherever you end up going, okay? But I feel like that's the choice you have here, and Spirit really wants to bring your attention to some pain that you're carrying, and you've been carrying on this journey. Okay. All right, so I think we're going to move into our final oracle card here. I'm going to go ahead and read from the guidebook. This was definitely a deep part of this message. So, ready? This card. Wow. Holy moly. Look at this. Do you see the mountains here? This is crazy. Look, there's you on this, resting, taking a moment. It says, open to the unexpected, you'll find a way. Yes, I absolutely love that. I love that energy for you. It's almost like if you like actually tend to this wound, unexpected ways are going to open up for you. Things you haven't seen, because right now you're on a one path track. I'm hearing to hell, but it's not like that. What they're saying is a one path track and it feels like hell. Okay, it feels like hell, especially carrying around this wound, okay? Or what you're going through or have been going through, okay? Spirit wants you to like, almost like just be with it for this moment, because other paths were actually, again, this is going to change you. That's what's coming through so strongly with this card. It's like the unexpected starts to open up before you when you actually tend to this and actually start to fully cleanse it and allow it to move through your soul the way it needs to. Okay. Yes. Oh my gosh, I love the way that's coming in here. All right, so let's go to this. I'm getting angel number 5 for you, if you want to look that up. Okay, so here it is. Sometimes paths appear in the most unexpected places. Barriers that we previously believed were in our way suddenly roll away and assist us on our journey. Obstacles that we thought were stopping us from progressing create holy detours that lead us to an unexpected destiny. This is that card in the deck, the one that encourages you to turn your gaze upward and believe in the impossible. Things will likely not turn out the way you thought they would, or even the way you may have hoped. However, in the end, it's possible that they will turn out even better than you could have imagined. Many faith paths urge us to embrace life's changes and trust that if something is for us, it cannot be taken from us. For our destiny, when embraced, is written in stone. That's so funny because I said that in the general reading. Like, anything that's for you is, you'll always have that opportunity, okay? If life hasn't been going to plan, fret not, because things are being woven on your behalf. Your path and desires haven't been forgotten. They're just a little different from what you thought. Have faith, trust, and an open mind and heart. You'll find a way through it, and in a day not too distant, you'll see how life has been unfolding for you every step of the way. And the Ancient Stone's activation is, I open my mind and heart to the unexpected. Everything's working out on my behalf. That's so lovely. I feel like this kind of like pause, stop, detour on your journey is part of the unexpected, that, again, what you weren't expecting, but I feel like it's going to open up other pathways that you haven't seen before when you actually sit with yourself and feel this and feel it deeply. All right, Taurus, I hope this has been helpful for you. Thank you so much for being here. I will see you at another one of these astrological sign breakouts, or I'll see you at another reading on this channel. Thanks for joining me. All right, good luck. Bye for now. Hey, Virgo. Hey. All right, so let's get into the specific messages for you. I definitely feel like Spirit has plenty to say to you since we pulled your card pretty much like the second we opened into this reading, into the card. So, okay, so I'm getting a little bit from Spirit here. They're saying that kind of like the stumble that you took within the scene, it's actually coming through as like a setback for you. Or at least it's feeling like a setback for you right now that you're currently experiencing. And I'm sensing there's a lot of frustration here as well, which feels very clear to me. But there's something Spirit wants to say about keep going, of like I don't know, some sort of like perseverance here. So it's coming in a little clipped off from Spirit. So I'm going to go ahead and clarify this a bit, but I want to talk about this setback that you're experiencing. This card? Yeah, the strength. Yeah. they're like, here's the keep going energy, like the strength. Okay, because this card speaks to like courage. It speaks to perseverance. It speaks to usually going through something pretty difficult. Like when I see the strength card come out, I know you're going through something difficult, okay? So it definitely feels like this is reflecting right into this energy and kind of what you're going through. And they're showing something here around the kind of like tie around this person is like almost like bandaging your leg or your foot. Interesting. What is that? This deck? Yeah, what is this setback? What is this setback, Spirit? Can we talk more about the setback? Okay, what is the setback Virgo's going through? Oh, interesting. I just pulled this for Taurus. Oh, interesting. So you two are in a similar energy. So if you have any Taurus placements, maybe check out that portion as well. Yeah, okay. So I just pulled this for them. Yeah, this was coming through as like the wound, because this is the card that usually speaks to like the wounded warrior. This is the card that represents the archetype of the wounded warrior. Yeah, so there's definitely a setback, and I feel like it's got you feeling vigilant, could be a word. Almost not wanting to like let your guard down, but it's not that strong. It's almost like just watching what's going to happen next here. What is this? Eight of Wands. I'm hearing you're moving too fast. You're moving too fast through this setback. Because it actually feels like it's something probably kind of significant for you right now. Yes, it's something you need to reflect on. That's why it's coming up. That's what I'm hearing them say right now. That's why it's coming up, because they want you actually in your energy of reflecting inwards. The setback is coming up for a reason. Is it to see where they're wounded? Yes. Okay, yes. So let's get a little bit more. What is the wound here? What's the wound for Virgo here? Not that card? Okay, one second. I missed the card. Hold on. This one. I pulled like the same cards for Taurus, or actually I pulled this one for Capricorn. This is interesting. Wheel of Fortune. In reverse. Yeah, it's coming through as a setback. It's almost like it's not moving forward. It's not moving forward right now. Eight of Wands in reverse, Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Yeah, you're at a standstill. Okay, so you're at a standstill, you're at a setback, you're trying to like, again, push through it almost like too much so. Spirit wants you to reflect into this. I don't know if it's something, it could be potentially related to like money issues you're going through. So that feels like for someone specific, that's not for everyone. It feels like this could be something coming up within you as well that maybe is catching you off guard. Yeah, there might be some like memories or feelings that are coming up right now as well that you're like weren't expecting. And it's causing a bit of a setback. This card, the Fool in reverse. Yeah, you're stuck. It's like there's so much frustration in this energy. It's like Eight of Wands in reverse, Wheel of Fortune in reverse, the Fool in reverse. It's just like it's like wanting to move forward, because especially this Eight of Wands really wants to move forward, but there is something that is coming up for you right now that just feels like it is working. You feel like it's working against you. And I feel like there's something here you need to see. There's something you need to see about this that I feel like you won't if you keep going and keep like pushing through. Now that's not saying here Spirit still wants you to like persevere in terms of your soul and where you feel drawn to go. Of course, doesn't want you to like necessarily give up per se, but is saying here like there's something that needs to be seen that's deeper, that's coming up from under the surface. Yeah, King of Cups in reverse. It's coming up from under the surface of the ocean here. There's some feelings that are coming up. Okay, what is this about? What's this about? What's this about, Spirit? Can we get any specifics? This card. This one. Ah, the Devil. There we go. There it is. And that's Capricorn energy, so that's connecting in. There's something within you that's coming up that needs to be seen. Okay, so they're connecting in right now. Let me show this to you. See this kind of like shadow lion? They're connecting this as like the same coloring as this person here within this devil energy. Yep. And it's coming through as a part of self. It's almost like these are two different parts of yourself. It's a part of self coming up right now. And it feels like it's creating some sort of setback or obstacle. But the reason, or like that's happening in your world, but you're like, well, why is this happening? But that's because, you know, there are emotions coming up with this, things that are surfacing. There's something coming up within you that actually needs a resolution here, that actually needs you to see it, that needs you to be with it, to sit with it, to actually heal through it. I'm seeing the healing energy phrase off this card. They need you to kind of illuminate this, to kind of like actually look at it. Yeah, what is this devil energy? Can we talk about that? What's being revealed? For some of you, it's around money. I keep saying money because that's what they keep saying, but for someone here, it's definitely around money. There's some, I want to say it this way. I don't know if this is fully correct, but there's like some negative core beliefs here about yourself in relation to money. Okay, so that's coming through. Okay, but it's even deeper than that. It feels like there's some sort of belief about yourself that needs a reset. Is this the card? Okay, yeah, it says seraphim. It says guardians, awakener, purity. What I'm also seeing is purify. Purify. Yep. Okay, so there's something, it's like your spirit is trying to like key you off to it within this reading, but also there's something within your soul coming up right now that needs you to like see it. You see the eye here? Needs you to see it, needs you to awaken to this kind of devil energy that's coming up. There's something coming up that just needs resolution. Again, this is not a bad thing. This is not a bad thing. It just feels like a part of yourself that's either been neglected or maybe abandoned, or just you're not seeing it clearly. And right now, you may be experiencing some setbacks and some frustrations outside of yourself. Again, feeling like a bit like frustrated, maybe even with yourself, that this is coming up and that you feel this way. But again, Spirit's trying to say like this needs to be seen. This needs to be seen, actually. Whatever this devil energy represents, which again, it just feels like something that needs to be seen. It doesn't feel bad. It just feels like something you're not aware of. And especially, again, for some of you, it is connected in with like material wealth, abundance, with kind of, again, the ways maybe you're kind of actively seeking in this world. Yeah, 3 of Cups. 3 of Cups in reverse. This is interesting. It's coming through as like, this feels really specific, but maybe pouring into someone else's cup and not your own. Pouring into someone else's cup and not your own. Yeah. Or there could be potentially some resentment around that. Okay, so this could be connected in with the other person I'm seeing in this scene as well. Yes. Okay, so that's what the 3 of Cups is connected into. It's almost like you're carrying, I don't know, some of the load for them, or again, you don't have as much to give, but you're still giving anyway. Again, these are specific messages for a few of you. And just feeling some sort of like resentment around that, feeling like it's taking from you. It's like setting you back because again, you don't have that much more to pour from for yourself. Okay. This is an interesting energy. Yeah, I get that. Yeah, and I just get the feeling you're not really seeing just how abundant you are as part of it, or like just how generous your soul is, or how generous the world is. Seeing the abundance that's here is part of it, but I also feel like there's a real not quite seeing the, I don't know, I keep saying this word, but it feels like there's some neglect here. It's just like neglecting some part of yourself. that actually needs your attention. And now it's coming up with some feelings and emotions that may be manifesting outside of you, or manifesting in a connection or connections or other dynamics you're in. And Spirit is trying to say, like, you need to actually just see this, and I think it will resolve itself. Okay, anything else? You want this deck? You want this deck? Hold on, 1 second. Yeah, but I feel like it's going to take a lot of strength to actually see this part of yourself, because it is connected with something painful, something raw, some element of wounding. 7 of Cups. Yeah, it's creating a lot of confusion. It's creating a lot of confusion. This is coming through as like confusion, emotional confusion. It's coming through as like not really knowing why this is at a stop or a standstill, or the setback is happening. Again, feeling like you're maybe spreading yourself too thin, giving your energy away to people, places, and things right now, when like you actually need it to like heal yourself. And I feel like there's some resentment here, maybe within a part of yourself that's just like, hey, I actually need this. I need this water you're pouring into everyone else. I actually need this right now. Feeling like there's not enough to go around, or these other people, places, or things won't be able to find it. Okay, yeah, Spirit really wants you to like come back into yourself. There's an energy here of just like coming back. There's something like Spirit is trying to like simplify things through this message. The simple fact is you need to get back into your own kind of body and into your own zone, into your own space, and like actually tend to the things that are coming up right now within your own space. Because that's what this is. This is all trying to get you to like take a pause to actually see this in the ways you're kind of operating as you're metaphorically going up this mountain. I just don't feel like this is a sustainable way to go. Like you can't keep like, again, metaphorically limping up this mountain. You've got to tend to this. You've got to tend to this somehow. All right, anything else? Any other advice? Okay. I hope this is making sense, because they're kind of not giving me exactly what's going on here, because they want that to resonate where it needs to for you. But I feel like it does where it needs to. But what other advice, recommendation? Heal this. Heal this. I said we were getting the Star card. Heal it. Okay, they really want you to stay still and heal this. Again, do you see the water kind of pouring here too? Again, this card is connecting with Aquarius, and this is the water bearer, but like Spirit's like pour into yourself right now, because there's something here that needs your attention within you that's coming up. And like I said, it may be manifesting outside of you, but it's trying to get your attention. There is a part of yourself that needs you right now to kind of, almost like the way this person's like holding this lion, just kind of cuddle up with it, be with it, see it, heal it. Address the wound, tend the wound, bandage the wound, allow it. Okay. All right, I think we're at a good place with this reading. Let's go ahead. We're going to move into a final oracle card here. I hope that was helpful for you. All right, so let's get into our final oracle card. And I'm going to read from the guidebook. All right, have me cut the deck. Do you want that top one? All right, 1 second. Okay, final card for Virgo here. Final card. Yeah. This is coming out a little in reverse here. Okay. I haven't seen this card before. It's cool. It says the entrance stone. It says new beginnings, step forward, expansion. I really like that. So like this would be connected with the Fool, but again, I feel like it's in reverse right now. So there's something here around wanting you to step forward and move into a new beginning on a different set of like metaphorical footing here, which is with the healing that's needed for you. Okay, let's read this. I'm so curious what this says. Okay, this has been an interesting one, Virgo. All right. The Entrance Stone card invites you to step forward into your future, to expand into the possibility of things working out better than you've ever imagined. It may be different to the way you thought it would be, but this card always appears when a positive outcome is likely for you. It urges you to open your mind to positive outcomes and to find a way to move toward the realization of all your dreams. However, to welcome the new, we must release the past and loosen our grip on things happening in a certain way. To welcome the new, we must be in the moment and cross the threshold from the past to the present. When we find a way to be in the present, we can truly welcome the new. Featured on this card is one of the best known entrance stones in the world. At Newgrange, a 5,200-year-old passage tomb in Ireland. This beautiful ancient stone is adorned with carvings of the triple spiral, or triskel, and I don't know if I said that correctly, apologies if I haven't said that right, a mystical symbol thought to represent the Trinity, the past, the present, the future, and the earth, sea, and sky. It invites you to step forward into the future, to open your arms and heart wide and say yes, to trust that something positive will come of this. Maybe there's something you want deep down and have been wishing and praying for. This card is a good indication that your hopes and dreams will come true. But first, you need to trust and step forth. And the Ancient Stones activation is new and positive experiences are waiting for me. I'm ready to welcome them with open arms. And on this brand new day, I'm ready to step forth. Yeah, I really like that because they're showing me this spring card too. It's like, there's an element here of like rebuilding your perspective through healing this thing, whatever it is, okay, for you, that's coming up right now. And what Spirit is trying to say is this setback is actually going to be a good thing for you and is actually going to set you onto the right path with the right perspective to move into this kind of like healed version of moving forward, okay? But right now, Spirit doesn't want you to do this journey with, again, the wounds that you're carrying. Wants to make sure you're actually addressing them where it's needed, so that way you can actually move into the new beginning and move closer to the hopes and dreams and manifestations that you want. Okay, but it does require right now, I do sense this is actually needed for you to slow down a bit and be able to actually see this and work with it, okay? Because whatever it is, like that will need to be resolved for you to be able to get to this new entrance where you're not like resentful, where you're not frustrated, where you're not tired, where you're not overburdened, burned out. Like these things are needed and necessary. Sometimes these setbacks are needed and necessary for you to come into a better kind of balance within your, so this, for whatever reason, this is coming through as like balancing the three here, but like balance within yourself, okay? So I really feel like there's something here that's trying, if I had to describe what this energy feels like, it feels like a reset. Okay, so Virgo, I hope this has been helpful for you. I really appreciate you being here. I will hopefully see you at one of the other kind of breakout readings within this reading, or I will see you at another one on this channel. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'm wishing you so much luck and so much healing moving forward. All right, I'll see you soon. Bye for now.